All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the soapbox.
Back on the soapbox. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. I think this is episode 11, actually.
That's pretty good. Episode 11. I was on episode, 2?
Yeah, or 2 or 3.
Nice.
Yeah. So, little backstory where we're at. We are in San Diego. We just wrapped up the 10th annual CrossFit Headquarters Trainer Summit, which is pretty awesome. I've been on seminar staff this will be my 10th year. You've been on seminar staff for?
Almost 5 years now.
Almost 5 years. So, yeah. And so we get together and we essentially just kind of, recalibrate the troops, get everyone together. It's awesome. So we're on the back side of it, and Paul has recently, he drummed up some passion on Instagram the other day. So I wanted to chat about it. One, because I really got, I think I maybe talked about it, but regardless, I wanted to get on a soapbox because Paul essentially gets on soapboxes all the time, just on his Instagram. So if you don't follow him, it's Hoss Tremblay. Yeah. Most of the time, he's just showing pictures of his kids. Once in a while, pictures of him back squatting, and then talking about how he swims or runs, but you never actually see it.
Yeah, because that's boring. That's boring Instagram.
Yeah. So basically, Paul, explain to me what happened the other day at your gym. The summary, the quick summary.
Yeah, so I just got really, really fired up about something, and it's something that I'm sure you've talked about before in your podcast. Mm-hmm. I think we even grazed up on it a little bit last time I was on at your house. And it was just this lady came into the gym. It was Friday, the first Friday of the Open. She was actually one of my members and friend of mine brought her in.
Okay.
And so it was first time trying CrossFit. She had done some group fitness before, and it was snatches and burpee facing bar, like you guys all know. And I wasn't even coaching the class, and I was judging my wife, Sarah, actually. So I could kind of see out of the corner of my eye, like how she was doing, how the coach was reacting to a brand new person in the class, and she was doing fine, right? And he was teaching her how to jump and land with a PVC, and then he gave her a little bit of weight, and then she went up to like a 15-pound bar, and we taught her how to do burpee, and she did the class, and she had a great time. And even after, she's like, hey, I think I could have gone a little bit heavier. And I'm like, that's great.
That's right where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a great realization, right? Like, I'd rather you say that than, I shouldn't have gone that heavy.
Right? Yeah.
And especially for someone who's brand new and has never tried CrossFit before. But the reason why I got really fired up is that she told me when I was having a conversation with her after, she was saying that she had messaged another affiliate in Ottawa and asked if she could come in and try out the gym. And they said no. And she was like, yeah, they just said no. They don't put brand new people into the classes. I had to come in for a consultation, and then they were going to try and sell me on like this beginner package. And so even before trying out the class, I had to buy this $200 package.
That's a good way to run a business.
Yeah, and I just thought it was so backwards.
Yeah.
In my post I said, like, thankfully this woman didn't get completely turned off from CrossFit, right? Like right away, if you get turned down or turned away, you could be, just completely turned off from that type of gyms. And for people that don't know CrossFit and how affiliates work, some of them think that we're all the same, right?
Some of them
think that, every CrossFit gym kind of is one gym.
Exactly.
So they sometimes, for her, she could have just been like, that's the way CrossFit works, so I won't.
I'm not going to do it because I don't want that.
Yeah.
So let's just talk. So, all right, she did the workout. She was great. Your coach took care of her. Awesome. Yeah. And she's your member now. So, awesome.
Actually, I'm not sure if she actually signed up yet. Right.
But, well, you have a shot to sign her up. Mm-hmm. But that's really not the purpose of this story. The purpose of the story is, for me, okay, let's think to that gym's rationale. And listen, here's the deal. I don't know this gym, and I'm not picking on this gym. This is, I'm sure, not the only gym out there that does this. But I will say that I don't agree with this style to run a business, and I want to talk about why. Yeah. And I think this is important because let's put a pause on it for a second. When you get on a soapbox, when you're passionate about things, we don't want to hurt people's feelings, but unfortunately, when you have a strong view on something, there's a counter view. It doesn't mean that the way we think is the only way or the right way, but since we're passionate, opinionated, and we live through observation-based learning, we have a pretty good way to back up our claims, and hopefully this can help others out there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you saw the next day, like I posted something, because I got so many comments and responses, and the next day I'm like, hey guys, by the way, there's no definite way on how to run a CrossFit gym. I'm sure some affiliate owners run it like that, and they're doing okay. They're still the doors are still open, and I got some responses to that as well. And some affiliate owner wants to like discuss it, and challenge it basically.
And let's just think about that, right? So I think to myself, okay, I have 3 gyms. Mm-hmm. I also run a corporate wellness facility for Reebok. I also, at Reebok, we're also a for-profit gym for sort of semi-private for the people there. So we have 150 members. So like, fairly well-versed in what it takes from that perspective, right? Also have the perspective of non-CrossFit, right? We have studio classes, open gym, blah, 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 blah. So I think to myself, all right, what is the value and purpose of this? All right, you can't join my gym unless you have an initial consultation. And so you can't join my gym, 1. So barrier to entry 1. Mm-hmm. Barrier to entry 2 is a massive cost. Did you charge her for your drop-in? No. So and so we have one end of the spectrum, massive barrier to entry of a time commitment, right? And a monetary commitment, and not only time commitment, but a scheduling commitment. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to schedule these initial consultations when, arguably it fits our schedule and yours. It's a pain in the butt. Mm-hmm. And then there's multiple classes for this beginner thing, right? Whatever. I'm just theoretically thinking through what this might look like. Yet on the other side of the spectrum, it's show up at the gym. Oh, look, I see on the schedule there's a 5 o'clock class. I'm going to show up at 4:45, sign a waiver, and jump in a class. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to charge anything. And I just wonder, like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. The thing is,
why have a barrier to entry?
I think the problem there, Austin, is they don't think they are creating a barrier.
Okay.
I think the affiliate owners that are doing this, they're doing it for the right reasons. They want to make that member's first experience the best possible.
I love that. So pause right there. So you were saying, which I love. So the impetus behind this, whatever program is that we want to curate this to make this the best first day, and then if their experience on day 1 is the best, they will 100% join.
Yeah.
And but we also understand the value of professional training, so we need to charge for it too.
Mm-hmm. That's their thought process, and their thought process is also, we're going to make this, in this initial consultation, the most welcoming and nice environment to make sure that they understand that they're welcome at this gym and all that beautiful stuff. And what's more welcoming than someone just saying, like, yeah, jump in the class?
Right.
Right.
So, and this is what I've always talked about this with coaches that are programming strength in Metcon or programming in a way, like, I don't think anyone does these things that potentially are misguided, misunderstood, implemented incorrectly. They are done all from the same place of care, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone's out there trying to run a poor business or trying to not have people do CrossFit, right? I know it goes without saying, but I truly believe that. But I made the mistake, and I told you this, like we used to do at Reebok Cross, on a 4-week on-ramp. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted them to leave on-ramp with their lifts, they would have everything. And what I was doing was I was limiting people from joining the gym, because what if they came 2 weeks? And, you got to wait 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Well, who wants to wait two weeks to work out? Like, I mean, next thing you know, they wait 2 weeks, and then they go on a vacation trip, or they get sick, and now 2 months later they've forgotten.
Yeah.
So I've lost them as a business, but also, what's my value? Like, your value as a coach. Your coach's value to change someone's lives. You have nothing to lose from offering them that free first class, mm-hmm. free second class, whatever, yeah. Right? Because that's where your skill set can be on display. The devil's advocate, Paul, is, all right, well, it's not safe because you can't train them effectively in that class, right? How do you do it effectively? That's clearly the argument, right? It's like,
yeah, and then the argument against that, you know what it is.
What?
I can't.
you're good enough.
Yeah.
Your trainers are good enough. So
every single trainer at the gym, same with you, is trained in those exact same scenarios. It happens all the time. We have brand new people in our classes all the time.
So this is it, okay? You want to... I don't think anyone's going to argue that, unfortunately, we are, as CrossFit affiliates, as gyms, we are compared against every other fitness industry out there. There's only very, very few gyms that have barrier to entry, if any at all, right? So CrossFit having some puts us behind the ball no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want people to do CrossFit, then what we need to do is get them in your gym to do CrossFit, right?
Yeah. I've never even thought of that. You're right. What other gym can you not just go on the website and sign up and buy a membership?
None. Almost zero.
Do you need a consultation for your yoga class or your spin?
There's not one.
And here's the thing, and the argument against that, Austin, is people saying, well, we do complicated movements, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the problem, is you are overcomplicating everything.
Right. So, this comes back to a theme. Why aren't you, as coaches, as affiliate owners, as potential coaches, getting better at coaching? Because here's the deal, right? In order for Paul to run an effective business, right, Paul needs to have all of his coaches at a level that can handle a brand new athlete, an intermediary athlete, and an advanced athlete to the class ratio of probably 1 to 10, 1 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay?
Depending on the hour, but yeah.
Exactly. So with that said, they need to be able to handle that. So you cannot be an inexperienced coach. Mm. You need to know what you're doing. There needs to be some sort of development there, whatever it might be. Now, therein lies, I think, the problem with, I think, a lot of individuals is, hey, the secret's in the membership. The secret's in, hey, if you hook them, you hook them. Mm-hmm. And this is my issue with a lot of these. Like, I hear these other consulting things out there, these types of, this is how you set your membership up, like these packages and all this other BS. And I think to myself, that's ridiculous. Because, yeah, you sign up for a membership, like mine's recurring, right?
Yeah, same.
It's monthlies, but so you could cancel any point. There's no contract.
No contract.
No contract. Really, if you think about like anything that you pay for, that you care about, there's very few contracts. Anything that there's a contract for, I hate, and I'm skeptical, right? Like when I signed my cable contract, when I used to have cable, I hated my cable company because I thought they were scammers and signed me in. But, the deal's really good. But then, if I want to cancel Netflix, I can cancel Netflix whenever I wanted to. Anything at all. And quite frankly, I don't, because I leverage the service. But it's not about the sign-up package. It's not about that. And if you think about anything in your life, is it about the sign-up package? Mm-hmm. And anything that is, there's usually ill will towards it.
Yeah.
Right?
And the sign-up packages and the personal training added to the membership and all that stuff, it's something that you can definitely offer. Right? And we offer it, but we offer it as an option.
Exactly.
You want
to sign up for 6 months? Here's 10% off.
Yeah. No. Or I mean, hey, you want it? We do have a package. It's called a 1 month intro.
All right.
You buy the month. You can come to whatever class you want, but you also get 3 classes. You get 3 one-on-one sessions.
I think it's great.
Right, and people go for that, and
that's a great idea.
Love it. And we have others that they just jump in. They don't want those.
And I think herein lies. Let's talk about that. So here's the deal. Let's put a cap on what we just talked about. Of you create a barrier to entry to your gym. Mm-hmm. You have a barrier to entry to your business. Mm-hmm. Get over yourselves, and what you think that you're doing needs a barrier to entry. We're not learning how to launch a spaceship. We're not solving world peace. You're not driving a car at 140 miles an hour in full-time traffic, right? You are teaching people how to squat, push, and pull, okay? If you can't do that without one-on-one sessions or intro sessions, you might need to rethink. Now, it doesn't mean people might not want it, which I love. It's a good segue.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to rely on it. Mm-hmm. You are handicapping your growth in your business. And just because it's working for you doesn't mean you're optimizing, doesn't mean you're not looking at the other side of the equation.
Yeah.
Now, what I love that you said, as a quick touch on, if you want to do some one-on-ones a beginner month, and I love that model for a few reasons. I know many people that don't want to work out with a group.
Yeah.
So at least it's an opportunity. Hey, try a couple one-on-ones and try a couple classes, and at least we can go from there.
Yeah.
And I know I forget that I love working out with people, but I know people will. Why don't you do CrossFit? I don't want to work out with people.
Yeah. And you'll have members who will probably avoid certain times of the day because they don't want to be in a 20-person class. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we need to remember that too. Is like, hey, you can do CrossFit alone in a one-on-one setting.
Yeah.
And it not be because of anything else, because they don't want to work out with other people, and that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do need to also. There's no one way to do anything. You know, we have variance, functionality, intensity. That's CrossFit. We have a coach that disseminates it. We don't need to. The class is the class. It's the best way. No, the best way is what allows our people to come consistently.
Yeah.
Now, however you choose to charge for that one-on-one, that's up to you. But, you know, I think that's a simple kind of workaround there if people want that.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't need to do it. You can jump right in. If you need to, you can do a little intro piece where you get some love up one-on-one. Because people, I know people hey, you know what? I really want to do some one-on-one stuff. Cool, great.
Mm-hmm.
Or, can I just jump in a class? Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of value to the one-on-one for the coach as well, for the development of the coach. Mm-hmm. You know, like whether you like it or not, if you're working one-on-one with someone, you're dedicating 100% of your time to that person. So you're constantly looking for things. You're constantly, you know, it's very easy for coaches in a class setting to just like go 5 minutes without saying anything.
Yeah.
Try that in a one-on-one setting.
Right.
You can't.
You can't.
Exactly. So it kind of forces your coaches to get better and to look for things, right? Because if you're in a one-on-one setting and you haven't given a cue in 10 minutes, then what the hell are you doing?
Right.
So there's a little bit of value in that one-on-one for the argument of the one-on-one.
And I think it's funny because I know a lot of individuals will hear this and think, well, it's so much better. It's better product if you can have one-on-one. Mm-hmm. No one is arguing that a smaller coach-to-athlete ratio will have a more opportunity for improvement. Yeah. You lose things for intensity, entertainment. You lose things when you're one-on-one. Mm-hmm. In a class, it's exciting. You work harder. Men and women will die for points when they're working out next to each other, blah, 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 blah. But with that said, it's the one-on-one environment is absolutely, you can be more efficacious.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
But it's not necessary.
No.
Right.
But offering it is part of the package, right? Like you can offer different services, so that's why it's good. The whole one-on-one, the case for the one-on-one is also, and we'll hear this in like the business consulting of the CrossFit industry. It's like creating more value per member.
Oh God, right? The value per member.
Their value per member. Like you know what I say to that? It's like stop worrying about creating more value per member and start creating value for your members.
I love it.
Right? So
well, it's like you have you have your members that are already paying, so you might as well squeeze more out of them.
Yeah, no, screw that. You know what drives a business, man? Top line membership revenue, and that's the more members you have inside your gym, the more revenue you will make or you will have. So. Yeah. Get people through your door, and that's why if you are putting a barrier, you're hurting yourself, and that's why like to the affiliate owners that reached out and said like, hey, I'd love to debate this with you. Like I want to, and at the same time I don't, because it's like, what are you going to tell me that I can't? That everything that you're going to tell me, I'm going to say, well, you know, is it actually working for you?
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, the gym does great. Okay, how great does your gym? How
and,
you know?
And here, let's do the hard truth, right? It's like, let me see how good your trainers are. Let me see how good we actually are.
Yeah.
You know, like, and guys, you can get by on care, you can get by on passion for only so long, but are you masking your trainer's inability to coach an effective class with a mixed ability clientele with one-on-ones and a long intro session because your coaches aren't that good? So the only way to do it is to keep a low coach-athlete ratio.
I was going to say, do you think affiliate owners know that? I think they do. I think some actually do. So they say, my coaches are young, they're not that experienced yet, I don't want to, they're not good enough, basically.
Right. So
what do you do?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if owners or head coaches either know or have the humility to accept that that their coaches aren't that good enough. I do think themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's not a bad thing. I just think ignorance.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's, well, this is the way we do it. And so therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
And so it's like, the reason why your business is working the way it is because, and it's stagnant. Mm-hmm. What is limiting your growth is an opportunity to make your trainers better.
Yeah.
And then from there you can do different things. So, moral of the story, let's put a cap on it.
Yeah, sure.
Is this. If you limit your people from coming in the gym because of a policy, that policy sucks. I'm never going to be mad at someone for being late to my gym or leaving early because life handed them some difficult task. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to punish someone for being late. They're an adult. If they want to work out and they've never done CrossFit before and they show up to my gym, I'm going to say yes. I'm not going to say leave.
Yeah.
If you say, and well, this is the policy. Here's my policy. Fitness, health, and I love this shit. So we're going to work out.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm a good enough trainer to train anyone that walks in my door, and I'm going to take care of them.
In whatever setting with other people in the class, no matter what. And there's a trickle-down effect to all your coaching staff.
And I'm going to make my job as a gym owner, manager, leader is to get my coaches good enough to do it.
Exactly.
And that's my job. My job is not to do anything else other than that. So when I coach less classes, I get my team better, my business grows. Mm-hmm. I don't need to get more client value by trying to get them to buy protein and higher margins on water.
You know, maybe we can leave on this, but one of the biggest realizations for me, and it's funny you say that, like you're trying to sell more drinks or protein powder. The biggest realization for me as an affiliate owner and a coach was when I realized I wasn't a good coach.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, I don't want to stroke your ego, but it was when I did my level 2 with you, right? And I realized, holy shit, I'm not good. Like, I'm actually not good at coaching, you know. And that's when I started realizing that I need to do something about it. And obviously being on staff, and then every single weekend I work with absolute studs.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm never the best trainer. I'm never the best trainer on a weekend. Every weekend at work. So like the affiliate owners that are the best trainers in their gym, maybe they need to realize and look themselves in the mirror and like, hey, I suck. If I need to put a barrier and I can't take that person off the couch into my class and I can't make sure that they have a good experience and a good first impression, I suck. And I need to fix that. So fix it.
Fix it.